Mid90s was just released this past weekend and is Jonah Hill's directorial debut. The movie is about a boy growing up in LA during, you guessed it, the mid-90s. He is heavily mistreated by his older brother, and his single mother isn't all that involved in his life. So he finds his place in more of a rough crowd, older teens who are skaters. He gets nicknamed Sunburn by the group and puts all his efforts into learning how to skate in order to better fit in with the group. To start off, we've got the pros. And the best thing about this movie is just how great the set designs and the costume designs are. Like, Jonah Hill really made you feel like you were in this period, in the mid-90s. With the posters hanging up, the products people use, the clothes that people wear, even some of the slang that people would use. He really nailed it on the head. The very first thing I noticed about this movie was that the aspect ratio was almost square. And that was to make the audience feel as though they were watching an older film. And it really worked. I read somewhere that there was like a projectionist who was at a screening of this film. He had no idea what it was. And after the movie, he was talking to the filmmakers about it. And he was saying, wow, it's really great how you guys found this lost film from the 90s and brought it back to screen for modern audiences. Like, he had no idea that this was filmed within the past year, which just really goes to show you how great of a job they did portraying this era. Like, there's even little scratches that appear on the screen to make it feel like more of an older movie, maybe even more of a home movie. It's an entertaining movie with a nice coming-of-age story. It's not a culture that's portrayed all that much in movies, so it's kind of nice to see that skater culture of the 90s LA. And the chemistry between all the kid actors worked pretty well. Now moving on to the cons. And my first is that the movie just kind of felt pointless. In the end, there wasn't really much of a resolution. Like, there was some character arc, but like, we watch each of these kids skate and interact together. We learn their personalities, but there isn't really anything that they learned at the end of the movie, aside from Sunburn maybe growing a little bit and standing up for himself more. The movie just seems kind of pointless at the end. It also felt very predictable. At the beginning of each scene, it felt as though the ending of the scene was just being broadcast to the audience. I do think that each of these were done on purpose. I don't think Jonah Hill set out to make a groundbreaking movie with themes and lessons to learn. I think he just wanted to make a movie that was a people into certain characters' lives. It just really could have benefited with some kind of resolution or end to a character arc. There's also some transitions that just feel off. The one that stood out to me the most, Sunburn's mom kind of seems like she's going to start taking action in her son's life a bit more. She sees that his new skater friends are a poor influence on him, so it looks like she isn't going to allow him to hang out with them anymore. And then the very next scene, we just see him at the skate shop where they always hang out together. And it's like, what? There were just a few transitions like that where it just didn't make any sense to the audience. It almost like demolished the importance of the previous scenes. The dialogue is pretty accurate. Like I said, they even bring back some slang terms that were used back then. But the dialogue is kind of painful sometimes. Like, yes, it's accurate, but dang. Yeah, like, my friends are cool, so they're probably like my best friends because they're so cool. Like, they're just so awesome. That's why they're my best friends, because they're just so cool. But at other times, it's really funny. So the dialogue was kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes it engaged me, sometimes it took me completely out of the movie. I kind of expected more from the music. There are a lot of scenes where there's some music playing in the background, but from a movie whose main character is basically the setting, I did expect them to utilize more of the 90s music in it. Like, it wasn't bad, I just expected a bit more. It wasn't like the movie was terrible, it's just that the movie was kind of mediocre. There wasn't really all that much that was great about it. I'm going to give Mid90s a 6 out of 10. Guys, like I said, I cannot iterate enough how great of a job Jonah Hill did with bringing the look and feel of the 90s into this movie. That's easily the best part of the movie, and you will not be disappointed with that aspect. That being said, other than that, there's not all that much to love about the movie. The characters are fun to watch, but it's not really all that great. I probably won't ever see this one again, but I would say it's worth a watch. Well, guys, let me know what you thought of Mid-90s in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for my next review.